Hey cat lovers, ever wondered if your feline friend is trying to tell you they're hungry? Cats, those furry little enigmas, aren't always the best at direct communication. Sure, they've mastered the art of the adorable stare, but sometimes their attempts to tell us they're ready to dine can be a bit more, shall we say, nuanced. But don't worry, I'm here to help you crack the code. We're about to dive deep into the fascinating world of feline hunger cues, exploring the top 10 signs your cat is ready for a culinary adventure. From the subtle to the not-so-subtle, we'll uncover the secrets behind those meows, purrs, and maybe even a few tail twitches. Get ready to understand your cat's hunger language like never before. Let's get started. Let's kick things off with a classic, the meow. When those meows become persistent, bordering on demanding, it's time to check in with your furry friend. Are they rubbing against your legs, weaving between them like they're trying to trip you up? That's a hungry cat on a mission. In the wild, cats wouldn't let a little thing like your busy schedule get between them and a meal. So, when your little house panther starts belting out the tunes, especially around their usual meal times, chances are their tummy's rumbling. Trust me, once you learn to interpret the meow of hunger, you'll be well on your way to becoming a feline whisperer. Okay, so maybe you missed the memo on those insistent meows. Don't worry, your cat's got a backup plan, the Pawsitive reminder. You know exactly what I'm talking about. That gentle or not-so-gentle pawing at their empty food bowl. It's the feline equivalent of a teenager pointedly tapping their watch saying, hello? Food time! You might see them batting at the bowl, nudging it across the floor, or even flipping it over entirely if you're not getting the message. So, next time you see those paws in action, don't just assume they're playing a game. They're sending you a clear message, dinner. And I mean it. Ever feel like you have a furry little shadow? You turn a corner, and there they are. You walk into the kitchen and they're right at your heels. No, you're not imagining things. It's the shadow nose. It's dinnertime maneuver. Cats are masters of subtle manipulation. And this is one of their most effective tactics. They know that by constantly being in your space, they're increasing the odds of you remembering their empty bowl. They're not just being clingy, they're strategically positioning themselves to maximize their chances of a meal. They'll weave between your legs as you walk, brush against you while you're working, maybe even jump on your keyboard just as you're about to send that important email. It's their way of saying, hey, remember me and I'm hungry. Now, not all cats are about those in-your-face tactics. Some prefer a more subtle approach, a silent protest that speaks volumes. I call this one the Zen master of mealtime. You'll find these cats perched gracefully near their designated dining area, their body language a study in patient anticipation. They might sit there with their back perfectly straight, their tail twitching ever so slightly at the tip, as if to say, I'm not bothered. Or you might catch them staring intently at their bowl, willing it to magically refill itself with the power of their mind. So, if you find your cat channeling their inner Zen master near their food bowl, take it as a sign. Dinner time is approaching. Hold on to your hats, folks, because things are about to get a little wild. We're talking about the pre-dinner frenzy, that burst of energy that seems to possess our feline friends in the hour leading up to mealtime. It's like someone flipped a switch, and suddenly, your normally sedate cat is a furry whirlwind of motion. They're racing through the house, leaping onto furniture, batting at toys with reckless abandon. This sudden surge of energy is actually rooted in instinct. In the wild, cats would often hunt before their largest meal of the day. So, if you see your cat channeling their inner Olympian, it's a clear sign that their internal clock is ticking, and dinner time is just around the corner. We've all been there. The sun's barely up, you're snuggled under the covers, and suddenly you feel a soft, furry weight landing on your chest. You open your eyes to find yourself face to face with those big, innocent eyes and a gentle, or not-so-gentle paw batting at your nose. Congratulations, you've just experienced the alarm clock has whiskers. Cats are creatures of habit, and they thrive on routine. So, if you've been feeding them at a certain time each day, their internal clock is going to be incredibly accurate. And if that internal clock tells them it's breakfast time, well, let's just say they're not afraid to be persistent. They might start with some subtle meows, maybe a little headbutting to get your attention, but if that doesn't work, they're not afraid to escalate things. Ah, the purr, that rumbling hypnotic sound that melts our hearts and soothes our souls. But did you know that cats also use their purrs as a form of communication? And when it comes to mealtime, it becomes the purr-suasive argument. Cats have this incredible ability to modulate their purrs, to change the frequency and intensity depending on the message they're trying to convey. And when they're hungry, that purr takes on a whole new level of urgency. It becomes louder, more insistent, almost like they're trying to hypnotize you with their cuteness. They're tapping into our innate desire to nurture, to care for those adorable little creatures who depend on us. So, next time you find yourself mesmerized by your cat's purring, especially around mealtime, just remember, they might be trying to tell you something. Have you ever been on the receiving end of the stare of 1,000 calories? It's enough to make you question your life choices. You'll be minding your own business, maybe reading a book or watching TV, when suddenly, you feel it. That intense, unwavering gaze burning into your soul. You turn to look, and there they are, your cat, sitting there with those big, unblinking eyes locked onto you. They're not meowing, they're not pawing, they're simply staring. But that stare speaks volumes. It's a combination of hunger, anticipation, and maybe just a touch of judgment. So next time you find yourself on the receiving end of the stare of 1,000 calories, don't say I didn't warn you. Cats are creatures of habit. And just like we might have our pre-dinner routines, so do they. But instead of setting the table or pouring a glass of wine, they engage in what I like to call the pre-meal ritual. One of the most common rituals is lip licking and excessive grooming. You'll see them meticulously cleaning their paws, their face, their entire body, as if prepping themselves for a 5-star dining experience. You might also notice them becoming more vocal, letting out little chirps and meows as they pace around their food bowl. And let's not forget about the tail twitches, those telltale signs of excitement and impatience. So pay attention to those pre-meal rituals. They're your cat's way of telling you, get ready human, it's chow time. Well folks, we've reached the final sign, the one that tells you your cat has officially taken matters into their own paws, literally. This is the master chef, the ultimate display of feline hunger and determination. When all else fails, when those meows and stares and purrs have fallen on deaf ears, cats will resort to more direct methods. We're talking about those moments when you find them raiding the pantry, attempting to pry open cabinets, or even staging a full-on assault on the refrigerator. It's their way of saying, okay human, I've tried being subtle, I've tried being patient, but enough is enough. So if you find yourself face to face with a feline culinary mastermind, it's time to take a good, hard look in the mirror, and maybe invest in some child-proof locks for your cabinets. So there you have it, cat lovers. The top 10 signs your feline overlord is trying to tell you it's time to pay the food tribute. Remember, every cat is unique, and they all have their own special way of communicating with us. By learning to read their subtle cues and understanding their unique language, we can strengthen our bond and ensure our furry companions feel heard and fed. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more cat tips and tricks. See you next time.